Hello and welcome to a 2-off, not a 1-off anymore. It's a 2-off, two-parter, second part of Destructo. It's back, baby. But this time, Joe is going to be asking me the questions. So the theatrics have gone out the window. I can't pretend I got an invention anymore. Joe was like, no, I'm not doing any of that. I'm just going to ask you the questions.
Well, you just did it so good, and it was all. I didn't want to encroach on your thing. You mastered it so well. I'm just piggybacking off your work.
Yeah, thank you. And giving me a lot more editing to do.
Yes. Right, you ready to get into it? Oh, well, just to explain the rules, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm going to give Ollie a choice of two options. Basically, he's going to completely destroy one of these options so it no longer exists in the world. So apologies if he destroys anything that you love.
Oh, well, this is it. So it doesn't destroy it as of today. It destroys it as if it never existed.
Exactly. Brutal. But I guess you won't miss it. So there's something to look forward to. Right. Okay. We're going to start light and then we're going to get a bit heavier and a bit more conceptual towards the end.
Okay.
So first one, Street Fighter 1, Ken or Ryu from Street Fighter?
Ken or Ryu? I think it's quite an easy one, really. It's got to be Ken, right?
So you're destroying Ken.
I'm destroying Ken. So Ken is the copy of Ryu. He's not as strong, but he's a bit faster. And he's also, his attitude, a lot of players latch onto. And I don't really like his attitude. So
I remember from back in the day, back at school, you would play Ken over Ryu more.
Yep. Before I knew how to play. And I had that attitude problem.
So he's got the stronger uppercut, right? And then Ryu's the stronger Hadouken? Is that the way?
No, he's just a bit faster. That's how they are now, and in the story. He's just a bit faster, Ryu's a bit stronger, but a bit slower. But they're like two strands of the same kung fu school. The story, I don't worry too much about it. You know when I said that all video game stories are rubbish, this is what I was talking about.
Yeah, you'd been playing the wrong games.
Yeah, so yeah, Ken easily.
Do it.
See you later.
Ken who? Right. Next one. So it's going to be between two games. I don't know if this will be difficult at all for you, but these are just two games I know you like. So it's just going to be fun to see you upset that one's going to no longer exist. So Killer 7 or Beautiful Joe?
Ooh. So I was actually talking about Beautiful Joe earlier on today with a viewer.
Saying, I'm so glad it exists.
Yes. So I was actually about the DS version. I feel like Killer 7's legacy is a lot better than Beautiful Joe's. Beautiful Joe was made by Clover, who kind of just disappeared, the company did, and no one's bothered to pick it up again.
They made a sequel though, right?
They made a few games. So got Beautiful Joe 2, Red Hot Rumble, which is their Smash Brothers competitor, and they also made a DS one that I can't remember what it's called, but that one's pretty good.
All gone.
But all gone permanently. I feel like Killer 7, people bothered to remake it. So not for me, but for the people. I should keep Killer 7 and I should delete Beautiful Joe.
You also don't want to give any weight for me in my arguments for the list because it sounds you destroyed it. You don't care about it.
Right. Okay.
Do it.
Beautiful Joe. Goodbye.
Bye. Beautiful go. Right. Next one is get rid of these whole series. Final Fantasy or Pokemon?
Oh.
Yes, I got one.
Oh, that's good.
Make him squirm.
The thing is about Pokemon, I like Pokemon. I'm a Pokemon fan, but I'm not really a fan of the mainline games.
But you loved Arceus, right?
I loved Arceus, and also I like Pokemon Go. I like looking at the Pokemon. I like seeing the TV show and the cards.
Back in the day, you must have played them back in the day as well.
I played Red. Red.
That's gone from your childhood.
Yeah. Whereas I feel like Final Fantasy, I like all of it. I like the games. I even like the film.
Which one?
The newest one, the Kingsglaive. I quite liked Kingsglaive.
I don't know what that is. Is that
Final Fantasy 15 film?
Okay.
Looking forward to the new Final Fantasy game as well. Whereas Pokemon, I heard they're going back to the old style catching and battling in the new ones. Scarlet and Violet are the new ones, and I'm not going to buy them because I don't want to battle Weedles anymore.
Do you reckon they're going to learn from like, because they must have seen they released Arceus, right? And I think that in their head they thought of it as like almost like a side game. The fact it was just a single game, not the pair of them and stuff. And then everyone was like, "Oh my god, they've finally like revolutionized it! Thank God they're not doing that old arcane like method." And then they were like also working on this other game. Like, oh no.
Yeah. Did you play Arceus?
No, it was too ugly.
No, you should. You should. Even if you just play it in a handheld mode to mitigate the ugliness, to save your eyes. It's fun, and like crafting and stuff like that in a Pokemon world, it's like fun. It's novel.
Yeah, I don't know. It just there was nothing about it that appealed. Like nothing that I saw of it made me want to play it. Like maybe if it was like as a podcast game or something, I'd want to play it. But there's just like my backlog of games that I want to play and upcoming games is ridiculous. There's just no space for a game like that, I don't think, for me at the moment. But it looked cool. Like I would more interested in playing that than I think other ones.
It's difficult though, because the joy that I get from seeing a new Pokemon, like whenever they showed like Fido. Have you seen Fido?
Which one's
dog
that?
made of bread from the new game?
You keep talking. I'm gonna.
Yeah, he's a dog made of bread, which I'm pretty into. There's one that's called like Oinky or like Pigsley or something, and he's like a little fat pig. Like I get so much joy from just seeing the new ones that. Oh my god, that is. I think we're gonna have to get rid of Final Fantasy after all that.
Really?
Yeah, I love seeing the Pokemon. They're so cute.
Wow.
They bring me so much joy, you know.
I was thinking I was worried that you would like Final Fantasy so much more than Pokemon. I was worried it wouldn't be close, and the fact that you've gone the other way.
No, like Final Fantasy is good, but like that's it. It's a game series, right? Whereas I feel like Pokemon cross media,
the biggest franchise of anything.
Yeah,
like film, books, like anything. It's the #1 franchise. But Final Fantasy is like spin-off city as well. Like there's so much in that world.
It's just weird that with Pokemon, the thing that I dislike the most about it is the mainline games.
Yeah.
That's like what they're there for, really. No, it's gonna have to be Final Fantasy.
Do it.
It's going to be a gentle one, so it doesn't hurt, like you said. And I'll say, sorry, Clive.
Clive. Oh dear. Yeah, I guess it was the Final Fantasy, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. That's why it was called that. It was supposed to be Square's final game.
Yeah. Well, yeah, originally, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I wasn't planning to do a quip with every one, but that's just where
you've made your bed now.
Right, here's a fun one. So,
okay.
Would you rather keep or destroy the top 5 games on our official bonus points list, or all of the other games on the list?
Ooh, well, let me quickly refresh my memory of what's on the list. I'll also put the list in the video, so because it might not be the same when you watch this as it is when we record it. So
yeah,
let's have a little look. So the top 5 was definitely Disco Elysium, isn't there? I think it's Disco Elysium, 2 Last of Us games, Doom, and
was it
Prey.
Prey still in there? Yeah,
and then the rest of them. The thing is all the games below 10, except for Killer 7. I'm not that bothered about. That's what I said when we talked about it. I was like, it was below 10, so...
Killer 7, Mr. Driller, Driver San Francisco. Like, I mean, I'm not going to start. Like, what else is there?
Would I rather keep the top 5 or delete? So just in the next 5 games, it's Undertale, Mr. Driller, Ooblets, Forgotten City, and Driver San Francisco. Of those, I'd want to keep Mr. Driller.
But then Disco Elysium and like the Last of Us games by themselves. That's
exactly. They're much better. Yeah.
So was it 5 games 7, compared to like 15?
16.
Or 16, yeah.
What about Ty? I think I would keep the top 5 games. I feel like.
Wow.
So is that like that's deleting them for everyone, isn't it?
Yeah, you're getting rid of all of these games.
Can you imagine how many people's lives would be enriched if I removed World of Warcraft?
The productive, like, how much, like, it would, like, butterfly effect would be a really advanced civilization right now.
I feel like that meme where they're like, this is the world without World of Warcraft. It's like spaceships. Like,
yeah, you would be creating that. It's fun. I wonder, like, if we ask this again, like, in, like, a few years, when, imagine it's, like, 100 on the list, and it would be, like, top 10 versus the whole 100, whether like the top 10 would be so good it would be worth it.
Yeah I think I'm going to delete 6 to 21.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I mean, of those games, I kind of feel like, except for Killer 7, because it's been unfortunately pushed into that bracket, of the 10 below, they're all quite close together in terms of how much I enjoy them in quality.
That's
why when it gets down to that, when it gets down to that point, I'm like, well, if as long as it's down there, it's fine.
In my head, like Undertale's a cut off for like to the next tier, I think, on our list for me.
But Mr. Driller's next.
Yeah, I feel like Mr. Driller, he's one. I love Mr. Driller, but like there's, yeah, I mean, we don't need to get into another list of 8, but I feel like there's a different level when you get to Undertale.
Also, if I save the top 5, then Doom will still exist, so we'll still get that jump in technology.
Yeah.
So that's good. So yeah, 6 to 21, you're out of here.
So the next podcast episode's going to be a weird. Okay, now do our 7th game. How many episodes have we done? Why have we got so few games? Right. Okay. We're kind of similar to the last one a little bit in some way, but it's going to be so all games in these franchises: Portal or The Last of Us.
Ah, okay.
I just thought they'd be
in
quite
those franchises. Close. So Portal, as in just Portal or Half-Life.
No, sorry, just Portal. We're not including Half-Life.
So
Portal 1 and 2, Last of Us 1 and 2.
I loved and continue to love Portal 1. Not that keen on Portal 2. Really.
You don't like Portal 2?
Not really, no. I feel like Portal 1 was the perfect length. You kind of got everything out of it you wanted. It was funny, it was good. Portal 2, I was like, Wheatley's quite annoying. He's there for the first couple of hours, so that kind of soured me on it. And then I feel like it was a bit too long. So this is quite an easy choice for me, this one. I would get rid of Portal and keep Last of Us.
I'm I'm shocked by that. I mean, like, you're right about like Portal 1 was the perfect length for the type of game it was. But I feel like Portal 2 was they added enough new stuff that I feel like it was a good length for the type of game it was. Like,
well, I remember 100% of Portal 1, and I don't remember much of Portal 2.
It's shorter. And I bet you completed Portal 1 like 5 times.
I finished it on Advanced. I finished it on like the challenge, all the challenges and everything. I got the achievements. I loved it.
Like Portal 1 is a more perfect game.
Yeah.
I'd say it basically is a perfect game. Like that game isn't going to age. Like no matter what technology does, that game won't age. And I think Portal 2 might a little bit, but
yeah. And also Portal 2 had the goo, didn't it? That was its big thing.
Had the goo.
Yeah, and the goo's not as impressive as the portal gun.
No, but it's they're combined. Like you're using the portal gun to spread around the goo and launch it.
I know. When it's like, you got to check this game out called Portal. It's got this crazy gun in it. Nothing like you've ever seen. And then the second one, they're like, now we've got goo. And it's like, whoa.
But all the stuff with Cave Johnson, and then like Gladys becomes a potato, and she's like, hey, like, how's your day going? I'm a potato, which is like one of the best lines.
Yeah, and she's like, she's stuck to the end of your gun, isn't she?
Yeah, or they're like just like falling, like, oh man, yeah, fantastic. I mean, I might actually edge out Portal 1 over Portal 2, but they're very close in my mind.
But anyway, they're going because Last of Us has got to stay.
Oh, why should I? I should have put one of my favourites on. Oh no!
So imagine this is one of those big red buttons you got to stand on.
You should edit your finger coming up the other side as if it's out of Portal. Just poke up your chin.
Yeah, more work. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, before this episode, I was like, I've got 7. Is that enough? And Ollie was like, oh, I did 8, but the 7's okay because it's less editing for me. And I was like, I'll do 8.
Yeah. Thank you, mate. Yeah, thank you. The viewers will thank you.
We got 3 left to go. So this is quite another big lofty one. So this is just going to take a little bit of thinking about. So all hero shooters. So mainly for you thinking Team Fortress 2 and Overwatch. I've grouped them basically. Or all battle royales. Thinking Fortnite, Apex Legends.
Oh, is Apex Legends kind of a hero shooter too, though?
I put it in. I'd say
it
more
can't
of a
survive.
battle royale.
It's gone. Whatever happens, it's gone.
Yeah. Oh no, it's got no hope. If someone said what genre is Apex Legends, someone would say, battle royale.
I'd say battle royale.
For this, it's a battle royale.
Okay.
I had to ban it. I wanted to put Overwatch in, and I was struggling to think of its counterpart. And I was like, Fortnite or Apex Legends on their own isn't enough. So I wanted to group them together.
So I play a lot of Fortnite nowadays, but I just play because it's fun. I'm not like, I don't think I'm really good at it or anything, or like, I just literally jump in with my friends, and then we usually die pretty quickly, and then we just do it again. So that's kind of my battle royale experience, because I'm also not. I don't play them enough to be good at them. Yeah, but Apex. I was about to say I don't play them enough to be good at them.
Yeah.
And obviously, you've seen me play Apex Legends after our last video.
Oh God.
Whereas Overwatch, also, so Overwatch's got great characters and great design. And you brought up the other day a good point when you said that Fortnite, once they start losing licenses, that's not going to have much left.
Yeah, they're muddying their individual identity. They got
Whereas
some still. They got like things like the Battle Bus. They've got Tomato Town, but like they're not adding much to that stuff really.
No. And also the Battle Bus at the moment is painted like a Dragon Ball Z bus.
Yeah.
So that's just part of it, isn't it? Whereas I quite like the design of the characters of Overwatch. It's got that kind of polish, Blizzard polish. Whereas like each of those characters could carry their own game, I think.
I remember when oh God, I'm blanking it. What's the Cliffy B's
Cliff
hero?
Bleszinski? Oh,
Yeah.
There's that one where you could like float and you'd shoot behind you and you'd
Yeah, what was
Lawbreakers.
God, no wonder I forgot that's the worst name for a game. For what that game is, calling it Lawbreakers, it just sounds like a police game anyway. But yeah, like I remember when the interview with him and he was saying about like, there's a lot of games kind of basically saying like Overwatch that are really kind of cartoony and like we don't want to be that, like we're edgy and adult and violent. And I was just thinking like, you're just like, I really want to like your game, but you're really like turning me off it. And like, I know there is, I play loads of Quake, which is, more in that style. But like the way that they're saying they're going for like to try and be like edgy and adult just kind of turns me off. And I'm like, I like colourful, bright cartoon.
Yeah, I like
graphics
Overwatch. It looks great. It looks lovely.
It's positive. It's happy. It's about heroes coming together. It's just feel good.
Yeah, but Fortnite and Apex do have that kind of chill out factor where no one's like, I can't play Fortnite because it's too annoying. Whereas I know a lot of people that are like, I don't play Overwatch because it annoys me. I think selfishly, I will delete Battle Royale because I feel like Battle Royale has done a lot to normalize and put video games in the mainstream. Like Fortnite, for example, is now like a normal.
Wait, so you want to get rid of Battle Royales?
Yeah.
Because they're in the main. Why don't you?
No, I'm saying selfishly. I would
so
keep
despite
Overwatch because I like Overwatch. Yeah, despite that.
I thought you were saying like, no, video games are ours. Like.
Yeah, no. I feel like Fortnite did a lot of heavy lifting to make video games like cool, and you're not a nerd anymore if you play video games. If you play Fortnite, but I prefer Overwatch. So, Battle Royale games, you have to get out of here.
All right. Loser, chicken, palooza. Oh dear. I feel like you're gonna like the worse they are, the better they are. So
there's a guy that doesn't play Fortnite.
I have played Fortnite very briefly. I'm kind of glad you haven't asked me my opinion on some of these because there's a few.
I didn't do that. I forgot.
It's fine. We gotta. You can't ask me now because half of them don't exist, so there's nothing to talk about.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Okay. This one straight up. Just which series do you want gone? 2 series you love: Metal Gear or Resident Evil. I thought this might be a tough one for you. That's why I left it near the end.
Yeah, that is a tough one. I think I might have to steal one of your answers from the last one. I can't remember what it was for, but you were like, the future of Resident Evil is better than the future of... It was Konami and Capcom,
Konami
so it's the same, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was just more specific, I guess.
Yeah,
like,
the future
I'm basically just really framing it to what that one really was about.
Capcom
or Konami.
Yeah, and also I was thinking earlier on about things you could possibly ask me, and I was like, he might ask me about Kojima. And I was like thinking, when I was a kid, Kojima was cool, but as I've got older, I've started to think he's a bit more lame.
Yeah.
And I feel like Metal Gear, if it was still going, it might be unbearable at this point. Like if it was still going the way it was going. So
out of the games that exist in the series, like say like if you're comparing like Metal Gear Solid 2 compared to like some of the older Resident Evil games, like how do they, how does Resident Evil 2 compare to Resident Evil 4 compared to Metal Gear Solid 2 for you? Like what wins there?
Well, Resident Evil wins but purely because I feel like the old Metal Gear games are quite hard to pick back up. Not just because the controls are weird, but also because they're constantly phoning you. The codec is going constantly. It never stops. Like, they will phone you every time you walk into a room. And I feel like that stuff has actually aged very badly.
Yeah,
And
up until number 4. I think number 4 got the balance of like...
Yeah, because you can codec without stopping. That's why.
And they had a lot more cutscenes rather than just codec stuff.
Yeah. Like, if I was going to play a Metal Gear today, it would be 4 or Peace Walker. Probably wouldn't play 5.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go back and play MGS 1, 2, or 3. But I play the old Resident Evil games all the time.
Yeah, but I guess the difference is they were more like ambitious and like innovative compared to Resident Evil, I would say.
Yeah. Except for maybe Resident Evil 1, because that kind of invented quite a lot of things. But
yeah,
the rest of them, I don't know. Like, I bought the Metal Gear Solid HD collection quite like within the last couple of years, and I tried to play MGS3, and I was just like, every time you get shot, you have to like open the thing and like take the bullet out and stitch it up, disinfect it. And I was like, oh my god, like I used to just do this, and I was like, it's okay.
I replayed 2, like not recently, but within the last 5 years or something on the Vita. And I enjoyed that. I found, I mean, I was mainly playing it on like long, like plane trips to like America. So I'd have 8 hours to play. And so I think that actually worked out pretty well. But I finished 2 and I didn't play 3 because I couldn't be bothered to keep changing camouflage. That was the thing that was annoying with 3.
Yeah. Well, I've finished 2 quite a few times. So I would skip the cutscenes and the codec calls. Yeah. And when you're doing that, you are skipping like 5 things in a row. Like, you'd skip a cutscene to a codec call.
Yeah, and it wouldn't skip the whole thing. You have to keep skipping it every time.
Yeah. I think Metal Gear's got to go. I love Resident Evil too much these days. So,
okay.
It's going to be like, Snake!
I won't do anything now because that would be the perfect one.
Yeah,
that is the way I thought you'd lean, but I would be the other way. But that's probably not very surprising to you.
No.
Right, the big final one. So it's a bit of a weird one. So basically, it's every all past IPs, so every game franchise that exists up to this point, gone, or every new possible future game IP. So it's not like any old or new games. If they release a new Resident Evil game, like you could play that if you get rid of like the future ones. But anything new, any new franchise will never be. We just have to keep regurgitating the ones that exist up until now.
That is impossible to answer because you don't know what's gonna.
Exactly, but it's the promise of the future or everything that you love up until now.
Yeah, but if you look like. We watched that opening night live at Gamescom, and like every new game is like one of 5 genres, isn't it? It's like space game, battle royale.
Genres are fine. It's just IP.
Yeah, but is there even going to be any new IP anymore?
Lies of P.
Lies of P.
The Pinocchio spin-off.
Yeah, I guess. Do you know what? Maybe it would be okay to delete all of the old IPs because the foundations that they made. Would they still exist?
No, because those. Oh yeah. Again, let's just say gaming, like technology and like design, is where it is today.
Yeah.
But it's just those IP. It's all the same people making games. They're just not allowed to use those licenses. Let's kind of say, just to make it more interesting.
I think in that case, then I would remove all old IP.
Yeah.
Especially because there's a trend at the moment where. Developers are like, oh, we can't use the official name, but we're going to make a game that's exactly like
successors,
it. Yeah, spiritual successor. And they're turning out pretty good.
Yeah.
So I kind of trust them. Like, the Dead Space dude is making the new Dead Space game. Callisto Protocol. The Castlevania guys made a new Castlevania. Like, they're kind of doing it, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, and also I think even the guy that made Final Fantasy 15 is making Forspoken. So even that's a bit, it looks pretty similar.
But you would never as you say, you'd never get a new Final Fantasy. You'd never get a new Resident Evil game in that universe with those characters.
Yeah. But, stuff like that happens all the time with gaming. They'll be like, this game didn't perform, so we're just not going to make them anymore. Like,
you never get a new Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
You never get a new Overwatch. They could make another game, but it'd be all different characters.
Yeah, Overwatch is a big one, actually. But yeah, I mean, these things happen, you know. Like, they could turn around and not make another Overwatch quite easily. But the idea that gaming would it stop, or would they just not make any new IPs?
Like, yeah, you wouldn't be able to play those ones either. Like, those games are gone. But like, we've learnt our lessons that we would have, but we don't remember them. Yeah, I think we say we don't remember them because otherwise, yeah, someone would be like, "Oh, I can't make Overwatch. Let's make Bloverflotch." You know, like they can't do that. Like they can't. Like,
I want to get the Bloverflotch Battle Pass.
Like they can't remember those games, but they've learned what they've learned from them. I think that's the way to make this most split, which is what makes it most interesting.
This would also erase the entire list.
Absolutely.
But I still think it's got to be done.
You're getting rid of every game IP.
Mate, so many IPs that I like don't even exist anymore. I'm not getting a new game out of them anyway.
Okay.
Are we getting a new Katamari? No.
It's funny with you because like the stuff you like is so weird that it's stuff you don't get anyway. Like imagine if you were like, I love Call of Duty, and it was like, oh, I want my Call of Duty every year, you know. But
no,
I want my Katamari, like you know, like, it's, like the stuff you like is all the weird one-off experiments anyway that no one's making them anyway.
Yeah, so I mean, and this would open the door to
Killer
that happening.
14, you know.
This would open the door to that happening a lot more if they did. If I did delete all the old stuff. So I think, based on that, it's got to go.
There we go. It's all gone. Every game. We're still here this time. We don't need to...
Yeah, you get to do an outro, though, because I didn't do it last time.
We don't need to zap away. I got a little one. This isn't going to be a proper one, so don't worry about editing it. But I ended up changing it. But what would you do between Killer 7 and No More Heroes? What would you pick between them?
I think I'd probably get rid of Killer 7.
Yeah.
No More Heroes, it grew into... No More Heroes 3 is pretty amazing, and it grew into that.
Yeah.
From there being 3 of them, so I think Killer 7 would have to go.
Like,
even though Killer 7's what made him famous, I guess it'd still have to go.
That's what I thought. That's why I changed it to Beautiful Joe. Because they seemed a
bit
more...
Beautiful Go, Life of Pi, like...
It's been a long day, and I'll be talking. Don't forget, like we've done these back to back with some other videos, and then I did videos before then as well. So it's been a long time of me in this room speaking to this microphone.
We appreciate it and love you. Thank you.
Oh, that was fun though. I love this format. So yeah, but that is the 2 and done though, right?
That is a 2 and done. Maybe the last one should have been, will you delete the machine? Or any future videos. So then, yeah.
It would be a fun idea for like a podcast to like call the first episode like a 1-off and then do the 2 off, 3 off, 4. Just every one is like a 10 off. Just like shit, like doing that every time. Someone must have done that, right? That's quite a good idea.
That is quite a good idea. Maybe that could be our next.
Maybe cut that out the video so no one steals.
Yeah, we'll just bleep it. Really long bleep.
Just that.
What about
that? Would be a good idea. Anyway, do you want to get us out of here, Ollie?
Okay, I'll wrap it up. So thanks for watching, everyone. Yeah, that is a 2 off. So that's it. I'm afraid. If you liked it, tell us you like it. We're not going to do anything about it because it's done. It's going in the bin. We have to call it. We've peaked and we're calling it.
Too much of a good thing.
So yeah, we got, as usual, podcasts coming up. I'm not sure when this video is coming out, so I can't say what's coming up when. Best of 3s every other Friday, podcast every other Friday. We've also got another one-off video that may or may not be out. That's what I said last time. But yeah, so look out for that one. It'll be on this playlist if it's out.
Look at the channel, see what's there. Yeah, it's all good.
And we got new merch as well. Maybe it's new still. I don't know. Cool. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Cheers, Joe.
Thank you.
All right. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
More than the one about your pets.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Kill them.
I only said pets to seem better in like the video, but like in real life, it's a video game.
Yeah. I'm recording. I've got that. I'm putting that in. Putting that in at the end.
Thanks.
He's not a vegan. He's a fraud.